Hello and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. This is episode 44 of my playthrough and will be the finale of this playthrough as I'm heading to Tartarus to try and rescue um, Phineas and confront Sophia Akande. So the quest that I'm on is called Brave New World, and Phineas has been captured and brought to the prison planet of Tartarus, where the board intends to interrogate him. Now it's up to me to infiltrate the prison and rescue Phineas before the board can enact its plan to cull Halcyon's population. So yeah, I also see this. I'm not sure what this is. I don't recall seeing this before. But anyways, there's a Sublight poster. Given to you by Sublight Salvage and Shipping for being Employee of the Month. That's cool. And also this one, a must-have for any true fan of Excelsior and his marvelous mustache. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. That one we've looked at already. And we also have the Groundbreaker thing here, which is cool. Anyways, before I head down to Tartarus, I want to...
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
I want to talk about the fact that the end game or the end mission has multiple outcomes and multiple ways of getting to it. What I'm going to do for the first time since I've been playing this character is I will use the vocational competence respecification machine, because there are several speech checks you need to pass if you want to have certain outcomes for the ending, especially when you're having dialogue with Sophia. So I'm going to use the machine. It's going to cost me 500 bits because that's the first time, so it will refund all of my skill and perk points. So I definitely need to put 100 points into Persuade, so I will raise dialogue up to 50. And then Persuade, I will raise it up to 100. There. I'm also going to need science up to 90 at least. So that's under tech, so we'll raise our tech up. And science we will raise up to 90. Back. Shit, I went too far. Can I reduce? Revert? Okay. That's just that. I need to revert. Okay. There. Also, I'm going to need engineering, so we'll raise that to 60. And that's about it. Hack over to 90. Yeah. So we'll need to raise stealth, of course, again. I will raise hack to 90. So I still have 106 points that I can pump anywhere I want. Of course, I'm going to put stuff in ranged because it's kind of a basic one. I will raise long guns up to at least 100. And finally, I think the 2,800 points I will put into sneak. I'll raise it to at least 60 to get the crouch move speed. Lockpick, I could not care less because really I don't have anything to lockpick. Yeah, I'll put points into leadership to at least unlock the 20 perk, and I have 10 more points. Where can I put them? Yeah, probably lie, just in case. Anyways, that's done. As far as perks are concerned, this is where I have to go again. So we'll go with Slow the World for sure. Lone Wolf, no. Strider, actually we don't really need to walk super fast, but yeah, it's kind of a given. Companion crit chance, not really. Vendor prices, could not carry any less. We don't need XP anymore. We don't need to fast travel. Quicken the Dead. We definitely need the extra carrying capacity because, as you can see, right now I'm at 255 out of 140. So that's 4 tier 1 perks. The last one that we're going to take is yeah, the base health. Why not? Okay. So now in tier 2, we're gonna use the Reaper. Scanner. Assassin. We Band of Brothers. Consumable weight. We'll put that. Pack of Mules for sure. Actually, you know what? I think I've just... Yeah, no, I'm going to lose out on bonus support if I don't bring companions with me. So that wouldn't make much sense. Yeah, we'll bring the companions with us. So we have 5 available here. And 5 more available here. So... Steady Hand. Confidence for sure. Armor Master, absolutely. Super Pack Mule. Headshot. Don't die on me. Penetrating shots. 2 more perks we can pick. Thick Skin. Tit for Tat. Solo Sneaker. Concentrated Fire. And finally, what else could I take? Steady Hand. Yeah, sure, why not? So of course we have to go and repick all of the perks for our companions as well. So let's go do that. So pretty standard stuff. All of the basic ones. And the additional 2 is going to go with Second Wind. And Showtime. Sure. Felix. Deal. Yoka. Barbati. Good old Vicar Max. And Sam. There we go. So we respect. So now, of course, you don't see it, but well, I'll go show you my skills real quick. So right now with this anti-riot gear that we have, 114 long guns. Persuade is raised by 20 because of the bonus support persuade, because we have a companion with us, I believe, and our improved silver tongue kit. 80 over in lie. Who's the one that provides bonus support for lying? Is it Felix? So he gives persuade. Nyoka, maybe? Yeah, Nyoka. So I'll have to bring Nyoka with me because I really want to have 90 in lie. So we'll bring her for sure. Actually, we are getting bonus support lie. From where? I think it's like showing it because all of the companions are here. Yeah, makes sense. Like the bonus support hack, the bonus support medical. Oh, okay, bonus support engineering and all that. So I'll definitely be bringing Nyoka with me. And I'll be bringing Parvati just because, you know, she's my favorite. So anyways, right now we are still at Phineas's orbital lab.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Okay.
So, Phineas got himself taken to Tartarus. That's usually a one-way trip.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
We can't abandon Phineas. We have to free him if we have any hope of saving the colony.
I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Welles, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
We're doing it, everyone. Strap in.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Alright, so, yeah, looking at my skills now, I have 90 hack, so that's good. Having Max with me will raise it to 100, but I actually only need 90, if I remember correctly. It's the lying part, so I'm kind of concerned that I'm not going to be able to lie my way past certain things. So I will definitely be bringing Nyoka with me. And I will be bringing Parvati with me. So those are the two companions that I'm going to bring with me. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to attain the outcome that I would want to, but to be honest, it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. As I said, there's multiple endings, of course, like all games of this type. So yeah, it's going to give me a warning here. You're about to assault the labyrinth on Tartarus and determine the fate of the Halcyon colony. Saves made after this point can only finish the main story on Tartarus. Side quests and downloaded content such as Peril on Gorgon or Murder on Eridanos will be unavailable for any saves made beyond this point. If there's anything you want to do before you enter the prison, do it now before you cross the point of no return. Would you like to continue? So I will definitely go with yes. Would I like to save? I'm going to go with no, because I already made a save before I started this stream. So before I respec my character, so Worst case, if I end up getting an ending that I really don't like. But to be honest, I'm just going to live with it, to be honest. So, nope, no save. Are you sure you want to continue without saving your progress? Yes.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
That's all for now, Ada. Thank you.
Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
No.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Oh, nice. What the hell is with you people in landing violations?
I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously.
Hey, how do I know you're a real officer under that helmet? Show me your biometric ID.
All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge.
All right.
How can I be of assistance?
Talk to you later, Ada.
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
All right. Time to get this thing started. So I will bring Nyoka and Parvati. I think that's the duo that I traveled with the most during this playthrough. So it's kind of fitting that I finish with them as well. Kind of ominous, right, Tartarus? Looking at that graphic. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really going to bother doing any kind of looting here because, to be honest, it doesn't really serve any kind of purpose. So I'm just going to go and... So this is a restricted area. So here I am.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker.
Oh, wow.
Not while I'm here. Push on, my dad.
Groundbreaker! Yay!
Bring him down!
Back here, you.
What's up with us?
I said I wasn't going to be looting, but yeah. Okay, so Groundbreaker is here to assist us. That's great. There's a Mardette. The board are now scared. Okay, I've never seen that reputation before. So 78% negative, 43% positive. Faction effects: you are kill on sight on to this faction, and vendor prices are increased by 25%. curious. My gun used to do like 1600. Yeah, so it still does the same amount of DPS. Hey! Bag. Alright, let's keep on going. I keep forgetting that I don't need to attack them. It's just, yeah.
I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system.
Okay, so we
Let's
have to head
look around.
there.
There's gotta be a few ways through here.
Yeah. Well, first we have to head down. So, you do have a disguise, so...
Remember, your needs have been provided for.
Well, we made it. So that's good. No need for combat. There's a workbench here. Vending machines. Sell our junk. I mean, this is all useless, by the way, because once you finish the game, you can't really continue. So, even though I'm selling all of this stuff, it serves no purpose, really. So, let's just stop. And keep on going. Transition to the pit. And this part is cool because if you've, made peace with MSI and the Iconoclasts, well, both factions are going to come in and help you. Sublight will also come and help you, but on this playthrough I didn't because I chose to not kill the scientist for Lillian. So, yeah, they're not going to be here. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are going to be here to help out. So same type of thing, you can actually, I think I can lockpick this. And note from your favorite warden, please do not leave perishables in here. We mark this as a cold storage because we're starting to move pods in here. This is not an actual freezer. The next time I find a decomposing woolly cow box in here, I'm leaving it on the air conditioning intake for a week. Access storage manifests, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Access architectural records. Analysis from engineers Rodfield, Crane, and Geist. Beginning with the requirement that every chamber receive a constant supply of, at minimum, 34 kilowatts, and that occupants of these chambers be injected with a steady supply of UDLs, patented Vito hibernation fluid, and this run-on sentence carries on for 12 pages before finally concluding. And thus, in order to maintain structural integrity throughout the area designated the pit, we recommend the chambers are installed in cylindrical fashion around a supporting structure dug into the crust of Tartarus to a maximum depth of. This conclusion extends for another 2 pages. Okay, so yeah, nothing really super important here. So we still have our disguise. We'll just head over here. Use the lever. And then we have to make it on that side. And if I look at the map, I can go either way. No, definitely cannot go this way, right?
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Yeah, there's Zora. They're like providing a distraction, really, for you to go. Alright, and then we continue onwards to this.
Are you new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
I was hired to test your security procedures. Congratulations, you passed.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your vigilant service. Carry on.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know why, but yeah. The disguise kind of ran out, which is okay. We have 3 attempts for that.
Got your paperwork squared away.
Here we are. So this door is sealed. Unseal the door.
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, look who it is.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
What a jerk.
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in him.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Yeah, this guy is a complete jerk. Get out of my way, Rockwell.
I'm not in your way, you dullard. You talk to me. You want to go die in a blaze of glory? Be my guest. Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but Sophia's doing good work up there with Phineas. Your efforts will be in vain.
Oh, yeah? Please, Phineas would rather die than cooperate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up on.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
Exactly.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
You'd prefer to keep riding this downward spiral? I can fix this place.
If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause.
With your resources and some of the folks on the Hope, we could do a lot.
I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
You're damn right you will, otherwise I'm coming for you next. We can kill him. As a reminder to LBR NTH employees, access to secure data is a fireable offense. Furthermore, being fired from the LBR NTH staff is punishable by life in prison. Messages. Cameras. Jim, I'm trying to get straight with Akande's Akande's orders. Only a few more things from my end, but I don't know what we'll do about cameras. She says security footage ain't enough. They want proper reels? What's going on? She's bringing in a VIP for internment. Security is ramping up too. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's a mess down here. Said something about recording an announcement. They're all overly excited. It's hush-hush, but I guess this VIP's been on the run for a while. I bet the engineers have a few cameras. I'll see if I can track some down, Jim. And Jim, I appreciate it. You know her. We miss a check on this list, it's our heads. You have no idea how tough it was getting a fucking green tarp. W. Okay. For you, you're just a mechanical. Oh, there's two mechanical guardians here. Let's just get up to that. We're almost there.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and
This is about a blast of
fight.
Fugitives and fugitives. Beginning security.
Excuse me.
What was that?
We're doing this, huh?
Yeah.
Take a breath now, folks. Once we're up there, I suspect we ain't gonna have time to stop shooting.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
We're liberating Halcyon, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop us.
Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? The iconoclasts and MSI have put aside their differences and attacked the prison together. I never imagined such a thing would be possible. But here we are. You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion, and then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested.
I'm here for Phineas. Let him go.
You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Welles is being held in my custody. His cooperation will prove invaluable, even if I have to beat it out of him. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony.
Let's talk about this.
Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me.
Nope. Wow, persuade 150? Wow, wow, wow. That's not what the wiki was saying. Okay. I destroyed your experiments in the Ministry. Your plan's never going to work.
Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony. My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research. Nothing more.
Your scientists are lying to you. Their research is critically flawed.
That isn't true. It can't be. You're trying to manipulate me. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me their word.
You know I'm right. I can see it in your eyes.
Damn you. You are telling the truth. My scientists have been lying to me, and I was stupid enough to trust them at their word. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those experiments. You've set us back decades. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Welles.
Dr. Welles and I are both scientists. We believe Halcyon can still be saved.
I'm aware of Dr. Welles' plan. Revive some brilliant scientists and engineers from the Hope and work with them to save the colony. He's already revived you, after all. 50 or 60 years ago, I might have agreed with you. But we've passed the point of no return. The best scientists in Halcyon can't save us now.
It's going to take a miracle to save Halcyon, but we can do it if we work together.
I appreciate your confidence, Captain. But so long as you're allied with Dr. Welles, we can never work together. I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I was too busy taking over your security, your security system. Yeah.
What? You can't be serious.
Oh, I'm serious. I had to keep you talking to buy myself some time.
Oh, for the love of the law. All right. Fine. I can see when I've been beaten. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Welles to your care.
Okay. Hurry up and leave before I change my mind. Actually... Wow. Thank you. I'm glad we could settle this without violence.
I just hope you've made the right decision.
Oh, I did.
The fate of the colony is in your hands now. I bid you farewell, Captain.
Hey, Phineas. Be right there. Anything else in here? No. Doubt it.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone, and I don't think she's coming back. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind. And I can't begin to thank you enough.
Are you alright? What did they do to you?
I'm alright, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean... we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
You know, there's this interesting fan theory that I've seen online about this, and, you know, the fact that Earth can't be contacted anymore, and since this game has been made by Obsidian, there's some people that theorize that this game is happening in the Fallout universe, and that the reason why they can't reach Earth is because of the nuclear war. So that would be pretty awesome, but to be honest, it's probably, of course, it's just a fan theory. It's nowhere near being confirmed official of any kind. Doesn't really make much sense though, because in Fallout, when you first start the game, there's not really rocket travel, I think, or space travel, maybe. Anyways, it's a cool fan theory. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We'd best get started.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
Yeah, I'm going to run this colony myself. I've already convinced the chairman to take my side.
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment.
Yeah, it's not
You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support.
Thanks, Phineas.
We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Mm. Yep, and, here comes the ending. So again, the ending reflects the choices you've made in the game, so it's pretty awesome. I always like seeing this.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Welles began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Between MSI's worker-centric policies and the iconoclast's manpower, Sanjar and Zora were able to rally many of the Terra 2 townships to their cause. MSI's workforce swelled, and the iconoclasts enjoyed a significant surge in their ranks. The board was too distracted by infighting and internal politics to stop MSI from becoming a powerful corporation and a refuge for townships that might have fallen through the cracks. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. After returning to Edgewater, the deserters negotiated workplace reforms with Reed Dobson, including a single day of rest, which came to be known as a weekend. As the world around him changed, Thompson found himself pining for the old days. He was known to spend his weekends in the cantina, nursing one of the few remaining bottles of Zero G, and repeating to himself, "It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice." As for Adelaide McDevitt, she tended to her garden in solitude for another year before passing away. Her body was discovered some months later, when Reed Thompson paid her a visit in an effort to make amends. Her remains were buried in a place of honor underneath the floor of the Edgewater Cannery. Reed believed this was what she always wanted. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The Gorgon project created divisions among Welles' newly awakened
I didn't
scientists.
know you could... Oh, wow.
Many wanted to let the facility and its failures rot, but others saw an opportunity to improve the work of the original scientists, and perhaps the lives of Halcyon's masses. With no one to champion the project, however, the promise of Adrena time faded, and the Gorgon facilities fell into disuse once more. Lucian Bancroft had high hopes for Project Gorgon. However, the board's fall stripped him of the power and authority he'd wielded for so long. Like many of his peers, he was forced to take up a job based on his meager qualifications. He was relegated to dirt farming in the marauder-infested outskirts of Terra 2. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life: Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered Slug's transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, Slug headgear became fashionable in the following years. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds. Dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios. And, of course, how to look good doing both. After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care. The Dairy Rangers privately believed that the woolly cows softened Bertie's temper considerably, although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses, sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence further cemented Ellie's perspective. She understood she could never truly rely on others, so she set about making sure she wouldn't have to. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She enjoyed a long and infamous career running missions across the system. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Welles began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Welles knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. As for Dr. Phineas Welles, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Welles was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Welles never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Welles was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Welles laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the riot on Tartarus and partnered with Chairman Rockwell to run the colony together. As Halcyon looked toward the future, you remained a constant presence in the colony's administration. You were never weighed down by bureaucracy, and you never had to dirty your hands with politics. You had people who did that for you. By your influence, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
All right. So there we are, the end of the Outer Worlds. It's pretty cool because I never really finished a game by doing Peril on Gorgon. What I had done previously on my previous playthrough is I'd finished Peril on Gorgon, but I never got around to finishing the main game. So this is the first time I've seen the ending slides for Peril on Gorgon. Same thing for Murder on Eridanos, of course, which I played for the first time in this playthrough. So anyways, I'm just going to let these credits run, and just to mention again that the next playthrough that I'm going to be doing is for a game called Pillars of Eternity. It is a game that was made by Obsidian as well. It is a role-playing game in the traditional sense, you know, top-down sort of isometric view, kind of like as the sort of like the original Baldur's Gate role-playing game. So I'll be starting off right from the start, you know, fresh game. So it's been a while since I played it, so it's going to be really, I guess, kind of new to me, but in some ways it will be also familiar. It's been a while since I've played it, though. think it was at least a couple of years ago. So anyways, thanks for everybody that's been watching this playthrough, and make sure to tune in to the next playthrough that I'm going to be doing for Pillars of Eternity. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like the content, and leave a comment, or press the like button. Everything is good on my end. So thanks everybody, and take care. Bye. I forgot how long these credits were. Yeah, I'm just going to finish the stream here because these credits are just going to last forever, I feel like. So anyways, again, I'd like to thank you all for watching this playthrough, and I'll catch you at the next one, which is Pillars of Eternity, so stay tuned. Thanks, everyone. Bye.